Episode 280, a Domain Expertise LLM.
The primitive forms of artificial intelligence we already have proved very useful.
AI is a golden opportunity.
How do we ensure that this technology is regulated?
The long arc of technological history is now in an extraordinary new phase.
The AI 6 podcast with Joanne Sweeney.
Have you ever heard of a domain expert large language model? These are the future of AI for all organizations, and I'm currently building one. Hello and welcome back to AI 6. I'm Joanne Sweeney, on a mission to bring the overwhelm out of artificial intelligence. That's why I launched this podcast almost a year ago, and why my fourth book, AI Playbook, is all about how to understand and practice AI from A to Z. Today, I want to explain why domain-specific AI models are the future and why I'm building one. General-purpose AI like ChatGPT is powerful, but there's a reason specialist tools are emerging in every sector. Let me break it down. The problem with general-purpose AI, like ChatGPT, Copilot, Claude, Gemini, Grok, these are trained on the content on the internet. That's their strength and their limitation. When you ask a general-purpose model about a specialist topic, it gives you a general-purpose answer. It doesn't know your sector's terminology, your regulatory environment, your best practices, your common pitfalls. For communications professionals, this shows up constantly. You might ask for a press release and it sounds like a press release, but not your press release. It doesn't know your house style, your stakeholder sensitivities, your approval processes. For government communicators, it's even more acute. AI doesn't understand ministerial protocols, parliamentary conventions, or the specific political context you're operating in. The result? You spend as much time fixing the output as you would have spent writing it yourself. And that's not augmentation, that's editing a bad first draft from an untrained intern. And this is where domain expertise LLMs come in. A domain expert LLM is trained or tuned on specialist knowledge. It understands the context, the language, and the patterns specific to a particular field. In healthcare, there's MedPAM. In climate science, there's ClimateBERT. In finance, there's Bloomberg GPT. These models don't just know about their domains, they think in their domains. So what does it look like in practice? A legal AI that understands case law citation formats. A medical AI that knows drug interaction protocols. A financial AI that can interpret regulatory filings. For communications, a domain expertise model would understand things like the difference between a holding statement and a reactive statement. It would know when to escalate to ministerial level. It would understand FOI implications of what it's drafting. The technical approach usually involves RAG, Retrieval Augmented Generation, where the model pulls from a curated knowledge base, or a corpus, as the technical term is known. You're not retraining the whole model, you're giving it specialist resources to draw from. Combined with the right system prompts, you get an AI that behaves like it has years of experience in your specific field. And I'm building one. I'm building a domain expertise large language model. And if you've been listening to this podcast, you will know that it's called AIJ. You see, I've spent over 20 years in my space. I have trained thousands of communications professionals all across the world. I know the questions they ask, the mistakes they make, and the outcomes that they need. That knowledge shouldn't live only in my head or in my courses. It should be accessible at the moment of need, when someone's drafting at midnight before a ministerial announcement, when they're handling a crisis and they've got a 7 a.m. live radio interview, when they're trying to get sign-off on a sensitive campaign. A general chatbot can't do that, but a domain expertise model built on proven frameworks and real-world experience can. And this is where AI gets genuinely useful for professionals, not replacing expertise, encoding it, making it available, consistent, and scalable. If you're a specialist in any field, think about what domain expertise AI could look like for your sector. The opportunity is absolutely enormous. Domain expertise LLMs matter because context matters. General purpose AI gives you general purpose answers. Specialist AI gives you specialist answers. More specialist large language models are coming in every sector. Why don't you lead out in yours? As I develop and make my prototype available to the market, I will call on you, my loyal listeners, to be one of the first cohort to beta test it. It is coming soon. That's it for today's episode. I'm back with more on AI 6 tomorrow.